So hello guys, after making the user registration, in this video I'm gonna start with the login process. So the first package that we are gonna need is the JSON web token, in which you have to install in the server directory npm install JSON web token, no spaces in between. So after that, let's import it in our index.js. Const gwt equals require JSON web token. And then I'm gonna start defining our login router. So app.post, I'm gonna call the router login and request result. So the first thing we're gonna need is the email and password that we have here, that the front end is gonna send it to us. I didn't start with the front end part, so I'm gonna start by the server side. So the first thing is const email and password from the body. Sorry. Okay. Try catch. Then I'm gonna check if that email exists or not. So I'm gonna create an instance of the user and wait user dot find one, and we search for the user using the email, which is our variable here. So if there is no user that has that email, it means that that user is not registered in our application. So if there is no user, I'm gonna send a message that says for example, wrong email. But if there is a user and we have to decrypt the password that we encrypted here, because I can't use directly this password to check if the password is correct or not. First I need to decrypt it, and using this method of decrypt, compare the password, the current password that the client wrote, plus the password of the user that we found here, user.password. So if the user exists, I mean if we found the user by that email, and then if the password, this method compares two passwords. It's gonna compare this one and of course decrypt it and then compare it with the password that the user wrote in the input. So if this is true and if this is true, then I'm gonna create a token. So const token equals gwt sign and I'm gonna send, I guess, the email. Well, I'm just gonna send the email. And then I have to put like a secret key or something for the GWT token. And after that, I need to tell the application when does the GWT token expires. So let's give it 30 days, like that. So after creating the token, let's console log it so that we see it. And send the token to our front end. So I'm gonna send the token, and also I'm gonna send a message saying that user found or something like that. Okay, so let's console if there is any error. Okay, I think we are done with our server side. Let's move on to the front end. But before that, I need to explain this. This bcrypt.compare takes a password and a hashed password, I mean a password that is encrypted, and in the process it decrypts that password and compares it with this one. If it's correct, if it matches, if those two passwords are matched, it returns true. So that's how compare bcrypt.compare works. So let's go to the login and start preparing our front end work. So I'm gonna need an email. Set email, almost the same work that we did in the registration. And we are gonna need a password. Set password. Then I'm gonna need a function that is for the login. So let's call it login. Wait, I forgot the arrow here. And I also forgot that it's a synchronized function. So just like in the other one, default, and then I'm gonna start with a try catch console log error.message. So I'm gonna prepare the body, const body and give it the email and password. And after that I'm gonna declare the fetch function. So const response equals await fetch http localhost port 3001, and we called our router login. So the method is gonna be, of course, post body is gonna be the JSON stringify body, and the headers just like the other one, not that one. Okay. It says that there is a problem. So content type application /JSON. That's it. Now I'm gonna put the response inside the variable called data. So response.json. So actually I need to put some more logic into this work. Usually when we log in, the application should take us to a profile or to another page. So I'm gonna create a new file and call it profile, for example. I'm not gonna create a really fancy profile. It's just gonna be a page that contains, for example, an H1 that says logged in. That's it. Let's add it to our routes. Route path called profile. I forgot to import it. So import profile. So element Alright, we added the profile to our routes. The next thing, I'm gonna import something in the login page, which is the use navigate from React Router DOM. And then I'm going to declare a variable that is called navigate, which is an instance of that use navigate. And if data.token, which means if I receive a token from the backend after, if the user has his inputs correct, the backend will send a token. So if I have a token, I'm gonna navigate to profile. Alright, so let's take the values of our inputs. Set email e.target.value. And the same thing for the password. We just need to change this. Set password. So type password, type email, and then on submit, we call the function login. Alright, I guess that's it for the moment. Let's check if our work is done here. Let's try. So I guess this is the email that we... Okay, that's the email that we used. And the password is from 1 to 9. Perfect. As you can see, it perfectly worked in. And the token, as you remember here in the index.js, I asked to console log the token, so the token is here. I'm gonna remove this just in case. So in my plan I was supposed to stop the tutorial in this point, but I just wanted to add something. I didn't wanna if there is no login happening, I didn't wanna be able to access the /profile route just like that, you know, without logging in. So I'm gonna create a private route in the next video. See you soon.